Present.
Gabriel Casimiro,
Present.
James Capinos,
Present.
JC Lim, Sahasra Sadvika, Jonah Scott,
Present.
Ni Chao,
Present.
Blake Barnes,
Present.
Owen Sherman,
Present.
Danae Smith,
Present.
Arwa Ali,
Present.
Melva D, Jason Hamid,
Present.
Ryan Kaufman,
Present.
Nicholas Lucht, Jordan Metellus,
Present.
Kai Prohl,
Present.
Peter Rocasa,
Present.
Summer Rose,
Present.
Grace Rudy, Daisy Trejo Hernandez, Terry Fawcett,
Present.
Nathan Rickett,
Present.
I am here, Kushi Chauhan, Bobby Escobar, present. Ibrahim Nassim, Rose Rodriguez,
Present.
Katrina Wanjan,
Present.
Ella Weiderberg, Corson Green,
Present.
Diana Nguyen, Anthony Bonaventure,
Present.
Veronica Perez,
Present.
Halima Al-Quda, Al Banash, Jocelyn Candeloro,
Present.
Kirsten Courts,
Present.
Victoria Jones,
Present.
Angelique Leon,
Present.
Abby Matthews, Isabella McRae, Spurthi Nursamadevra,
Present.
Cameron Renda,
Present.
Mariah Simmons,
Present.
Milo Tudorescu,
Present.
Juan Varela, present. Julia Ziven,
Present.
Jordan Lipner, present. 39 out of 54.
All right, everyone take a look at last meeting's minutes, and is there a motion to approve last meeting's minutes?
So moved.
And then to take a look at today's agenda, is there a motion to approve today's agenda? Okay, open forum. Anybody here to speak in open forum? Seeing none, announcements from the student body president, President Blanco.
Hi, everyone. Oh my gosh, this feels louder today. I hope everyone had a great week. And I hope you all enjoyed the SG family picnic we had upstairs, or I guess downstairs over in OSI. I know I did. And I was talking to Jason, and I think we're planning on doing another one. I know we had some friends who are not physically here in Orlando, so we'd love to do another one and have you all join us next time. So a couple quick things for me. Highlight from this week is Drew and I met with the Dean of Libraries, Bo Case, along with his entire executive team. So that was really insightful. And then as we're going into next week, I have a virtual board of trustees meeting. So I'll be preparing for that. As for appointments, I hereby appoint Imbasid Malik for College of Engineering and Computer Science, Seat 3, and David Orquella for College of Engineering and Computer Science, Seat 4. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy your weekend.
Any questions for the student body president? Seeing none, thank you. Announcements from the student body vice president, Vice President Benitez.
Alrighty. Hi, everyone. Happy last Sunday of the summer. It's been a great few months getting to see everyone grow in their leadership roles, and I'm super excited to have everyone back in person in just a couple of weeks for the beginning of the fall semester. Not much for me this week as well. Today, I had the opportunity to sit in on an RWC interview for their fitness coordinator position along with Coordinator Jones. It was a great experience to be part of that process. The candidate was very passionate about the RWC, so I'm excited to see where they go with that decision. And I hope everyone also enjoyed the SG family picnic that we had literally 20 minutes ago. I'm very stuffed, so I really hope everyone enjoyed it as well. And then ADSB for the July meeting will be meeting this upcoming Monday at noon virtually. And that's all for me. I hope everyone has a great night.
Any questions for the vice president? Seeing none, thank you. Comptroller's report, Comptroller Drinkwater.
Good evening, Senators. I hope you're all doing well, enjoying the rest of your summer. This week, I had the pleasure of attending the first Military and Veteran Caucus meeting. Congratulations to Chair Rickett and Vice Chair Kaufman on a strong start. I also had a great and productive conversation with the Supervisor of Elections Presley and Assistant Supervisor Colazo as we're starting to prepare for a successful year ahead. I'm also excited to share that I'll be collaborating with Pro Tem Hamid and the Senate Fiscal Leadership to assist in the upcoming informational fiscal sessions taking place in early September. The current CRT balance is $494,772.34, or the reversion rate of 0.00%. The current FAO balance is $249,053.78, with a reversion rate of 0.0789%.
Any questions for the comptroller? Seeing none, thank you.
Thank you.
Attorney General's report, AG Altoona.
Good evening, Senators. Hope you're all doing well, and it was a great time at the family picnic, so I definitely love having that experience with you all. Just a few updates from me this week. I'll be meeting next week with the director of HSI, the Hispanic Serving Institute office, to talk about translating the statutes into Spanish, and I'm really excited about this initiative, and I've been working very closely with Pro Tem Hamid. And I also finalized my revisions for opinions 5702, as well as finalized opinions 5704 and 5705. I do want to give a huge shout out to Chair Gaudio and Senator Lipner for their thoughtful feedback and their collaborative efforts. I really, really appreciate it. So some of the revisions on 5702, I'll just go through them quickly. I just clarified based on the input that I got and added some sections that break down which bodies are bound by Sunshine versus those that are more bound by Title 12, and we're going to be working on some changes to that. And I also emphasize that even though the statutes don't technically require it, we should still be operating in the spirit of open government, being transparent as transparent as possible wherever we can. As for opinion 5704 and 5705, for the first 5704, this basically covers what happens when the supervisor of elections gives a candidate incorrect information. Essentially, candidates are still responsible for knowing and following student government statutes, even if they relied on that misinformation, and they can bring it to the Election Commission, and the commission can take that into account when deciding whether a violation occurred. But that would be fully up to the commission. And then for 5705, this addresses essentially the scenario where a candidate clarifies where a meeting, sorry, this opinion essentially covers when the Election Commission is having a hearing and the judicial advisor, the Attorney General, is unavailable and cannot be present. The student wanted to clarify whether an accused candidate can look out or seek an opportunity for a different date or a different time for the meeting. And the opinion of the Office of the Attorney General is that that would be solely up to the Supervisor of Elections and the Election Commission as a whole with essentially with their consensus. The supervisor and the Election Commission are strongly encouraged, but they are not obligated to accommodate their meetings based on the availability of the accused or the advisor or the Attorney General. I appreciate all of you for hearing me out today, and I can't wait for an amazing fall semester.
Any questions for the Attorney General? Chair Gaudio.
When can we expect these opinions to be fully published and posted on the website?
Yeah, I was gonna send them out right now in an email to all of leadership, and then I was gonna publish them on the office, put them up on the little side of the office next to the conference room. And then I was filling out the NQ request right now for the webmasters, and I will get back to you with a date, tentative date on when the webmasters get back to me on that.
Any
Thank
other
you.
questions for the AG? Seeing none, thank you. All right, before we go to Cabinet Forum, I do see a few senators coming in on the Zoom. If you weren't here for initial roll call, make sure you raise your hand so I can mark you as present and voting. Cabinet Forum, Digital Media Coordinator, Coordinator Para.
Hello, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, you're all good.
Okay, perfect. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is having a great week. Over the past 2 weeks, I've been actively working on the nighting video, coordinating schedules, confirming filming locations, and filming all the agencies involved. This week, my focus will be on editing that video to ensure that it is ready for review by August 1st. I have finalized the dates and locations for the Night Shot events across all campuses. So Night Shot downtown will take place on September 24th. Night Shot on main campus will be October 1st, and then Night Shot at the Rosen campus is October 15th. All of these events will take place from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. So please make sure to mark your calendars if you would like to attend. Additionally, I edited the Eco-Fedi video, which has been performing well on our Instagram page. And then that is all for me. Thank you.
Any questions for the digital media coordinator? Seeing none. Graphics design coordinator, Coulson.
Good evening, Senators. It's so nice to meet you all in person finally. In my first month of serving in the role of graphic design coordinator, I've spent my time getting to know the names and faces of the members of our student government family, planning merchandise, and starting projects. This month, I've worked on numerous social media designs and templates ranging from celebrating holidays to increasing awareness about SGLC applications and the GAP newsletter. Additionally, I've worked with the athletic coordinator Jones to start working on merchandise for his athletics initiatives. I've also been working with my division to plan our promotional products for tabling events and assisting digital media coordinator Para with the filming of agencies involved in our Nighting video. Thank you so much for such a great month and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Any questions for the graphic design coordinator? Seeing none, thank you. Director of Communications, Director Ayuk.
All right. Good evening, my lovely legislators. How's everyone doing? Good, good. Okay, thank you. So I hope you all had a great summer and are ready for the fall semester that's just up ahead. I can tell you all with confidence that the Division of Communications and Outreach is off to a great start. Before I get into the nitty-gritty of everything, I want to give a special shout out. My mom is here. She's sitting with us in the audience. If you're not on Zoom, she's here right now. And I just want to say she was watching my confirmation and she totally appreciated the level of depth and knowledge of the questions that you all had for the different candidates. So kudos to all of you. She was super, super impressed, which is why she's here today. Going off of what digital media coordinator Para mentioned, so the Night Shot event is open to all students who want to get a professional headshot done. The photo booth downstairs in the student union, I heard the word that I have is that it's getting moved to the library, but we don't know necessarily the logistics of for how long it'll be unavailable. So that's kind of why it's really important to have this event, just so that students can get their headshots done if they want to. The SG headshot day, however, for all the agents, that's in the works, but just know that that's going to be something separate from Night Shot. And hopefully we'll be able to get that all on everyone's calendars early fall semester. Last time I spoke with all of you, I mentioned a poster on the SG office wall that I kind of wanted to turn into a collage of sorts. So I sent a photo. I don't know if you want to, okay, it's in, he's going to show everyone. And if you're on Zoom, you'll get to see what it looks like. One second. Yay! This is it. Okay. You don't need it. Okay, so yes, clap for everyone who's put a cute post-it note or a cute, little photos. Just know, especially those on Zoom, when you're coming into town, we have a lot of space left. We can fill it up with anything you want. And my goal is just to have this filled with a bunch of fun initiatives that SG agents are proud of and things that kind of showcase the work that we do. And I love looking at it and seeing something new up there and getting to see the photos or just like some of the things that you feel are super important to our students. And I feel like it's super inspiring and makes me excited to work with you all. So yes, if you have the time, please help me fill this up. Another thing we mentioned at the last session was our tabling sessions. So that's one of my initiatives this year, and it's to have our weekly 2-hour tabling sessions, and that's going to alternate between the branches, the caucuses, and the election commission. I have the dates for everyone. So feel free to reach out to me if you want to know in advance all of the dates that your SG grouping has designated for you in which you'll be responsible to attend for the tabling session. If not, I'll be trying to keep up and send out monthly reminders, weekly reminders, whatever you all need just to stay on top of when you need to be out there. But I'm super, super excited for that. And thank you, Chief of Staff Pearson, for helping me organize that. Before this month ends, I will be posting our open seats to let our students know of the available positions. Now, I probably will put something on the Instagram, but unlike how we've been doing it previously, I'll be putting all of the details for the open seats on LinkedIn. So keep an eye out for that. It's something new that we're trying out, but I'm super hopeful that posting our openings through that platform will provide a good way for students to stay in the know of how they can get involved with student government. As for Instagram itself, so our most recent video went live. It was just 2 days ago. That was in relation to our Eco-Fedi for summer commencement. So that video reached just around 7,000 accounts. Now, this isn't bad necessarily, but just so you all understand, our engagement through viewership for this reel is at 31% of all accounts reached. We could be doing just a bit better. And for reference, our typical reel hits around 34%. So the way that we can kind of remedy that, although we can't control who will sit and watch our videos when they pop up on their feed, we can help reach more people by engaging. So if you feel comfortable doing so, help us, kind of raise our engagement and reach more accounts by commenting, sharing, liking. If you feel comfortable, that would definitely help us hit our goal metrics for our Instagram. Who is excited for SGLC? Yes, you're super excited. So we're just about getting ready to start posting informational content, inviting students to join. We have some graphics ready to circulate. We are also in the works of setting up kind of a video shoot. So if anyone is comfortable participating, we're looking for 4 SG agents outside of SGLC coordinators who want to be part of our video alongside the coordinators. So just know I am looking for new faces for our Instagram. So if I haven't posted anything with you in it yet and you want to participate, let your comms liaison know. So that would be ELA Reed, External Assistant Chief Justice Villadares, or your Election Commission leadership. And speaking of Election Commission, I had the pleasure of attending an introductory meeting with the Supervisor of Elections, Presley, and Assistant Supervisor of Elections, Colazo Borges, to kind of lay out the groundwork on how our division can best support the commission. And I'm really, really excited for what the future holds. They have some great plans ahead, and it's going to be great. So I'm super excited about that. That kind of just leaves our judicial branch. I'll be having an intro meeting with them early next week. And then once the caucus leadership chair is elected, I'll be meeting with them as well, just to kind of get a holistic view of what their needs are in terms of communications and outreach, and just kind of see how we can help them achieve their goals. Now, the fun stuff. Before I wrap up, I just want to let you all know, I brought some stickers, some SG stickers. So if anyone would like yes, we have someone modeling our stickers. If anyone wants a student government sticker, feel free to grab one. We have tons of extras, but I wanted to give you guys dibs before we start using them for other great things. But if you do want a sticker, just know, who was it that I was talking to? There might not be water bottles safe. So don't put them in the dishwasher because I don't want to ruin your water bottles. But yeah, grab one. And then finally, to end things off, if you guys remember at the very beginning of the summer semester, we did a CRT and FAO informational video. It was really, really fun. I was really happy with how it turned out, and it was super successful. I even received word from students that it did help them navigate the funding request form process. So I was really happy to hear that. But I thought it would be really full circle if we ended the summer with a little glimpse of some of the behind the scenes from the video shoot. So I'm happy to open for questioning, but then afterwards, I'm happy to see this little blooper reel that digital media coordinator Para kind of put together. So if we don't have any questions, hope you enjoy.
Are there any questions for the Director of Comms, Chair Barilla?
Going back to the night shot thing, will the communications department, or is there any plans to advertise where students can get professional clothes without if they don't own professional clothes, like any sort of like links or guidance to that?
We can definitely work on that. That's something that's super important for students to want to participate. They're going to need professional clothing. So I'm happy to work with even President Blanco that was kind of one of the things on her platform was different ways that we can think of providing accessible professional clothing to students. So if we can gather resources and we have a set plan for how we can provide those students with that those materials, then yeah, let's totally 100% add it in with the messaging and let them know, like, come to Night Shot. If you need professional clothing, these are ways that student government can support you.
Okay, are there any other questions for the Director of Communications? Seeing none.
All right, enjoy the video and thank you.
You have the same shirt on.
2, 3, mic check. People always ask me, Kirsten, how do I get funding for my RSO? Well, first of all, my name's not Kirsten, it's Anna. And second of all, here's how.
Wait. Fill out this application if you need help for.
Please.
Angela RSO, who is looking to attend a conference and needs.
No! We're always happy to help. I got nothing. Here's a few more things to remember.
For allocations, RSOs and individuals should
Thank you, Director Ayu. Okay, time to log back in, guys. Announcements from the Chief Justice given by Internal Assistant Chief Justice Hoffner.
Okay, Bella says, hi, Senate. She sends her apologies for not being here. She's currently on her flight back from the States, sorry. She'll be back in the office next week, so feel free to reach out to her then if you have any questions. This past week, our committee chairs have started scheduling and planning for the fall semester, which includes getting a head start on marketing materials for upcoming events. Judicial leadership has also scheduled a meeting with the Division of Comms, and we're really excited about this collaboration and opportunity to better share judicial resources and services with students. And then finally, to give an update on the upload of judicial meeting minutes, judicial leadership reached out to the web design team, and they are currently very backed up, but they said the meeting minutes should be uploaded around the start of the fall semester. And then she says, happy last meeting of the semester, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your summer.
All right, any questions for the Eternal Assistant Chief Justice? Senator Chauhan?
Present and voting.
Senator Chauhan, present and voting, so noted at 6:30 p.m. Any questions for the Internal Assistant Chief Justice? Seeing none, thank you. Announcements from the Supervisor of Elections, Supervisor Presley.
Right. Hello, Senate. It's nice to finally see you guys in person. I'm Amara, if you guys didn't know, if you haven't seen me yet. I hope you guys are doing well today. Just some updates about the Election Commission. We had our leadership retreat on Monday, and we accomplished a lot, and I'd say it was really successful. Our first meeting will be Wednesday, August 6th from 1 to 4 p.m. in the SG conference room. In this meeting, we'll be electing our 4 committee chairs and voting on a theme for the election season, all of which I'm super excited for. And then this fall, the Election Commission will be meeting weekly in the Charge-On Chamber from 5:30 to 7 p.m. This information has already been uploaded to the calendar on the student government website. And then once chairs have been appointed and times have been decided for the committees, those will be uploaded as well. This week, Assistant Supervisor Collazo and I met with the Comptroller and Director of Communications to better assess our finances and meet expectations for this term. And then next week, we meet with the SGLC coordinators to further discuss plans for the Election Commission's involvement in SGLC this term. And then I also want to extend a thanks to all the SG agents we've been in contact with over the past few weeks. I know I've been sending emails and Teams messages kind of nonstop. So I've really appreciated all the help and suggestions and guidance you guys have given us. So thank you. And then if you need to reach me for any reason. So if you have any suggestions, collaborations, questions that need to be answered before the start of the fall semester, I'm available for Teams calls regularly after 5:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. And then you can access me through Teams or email. And that is all. Thank you.
Any questions for the Supervisor of Elections? Senator Fawcett?
Just a quick question. You mentioned you're meeting from 5:30 to 7. What day of the week are you meeting?
Monday.
Okay,
I'm
thanks.
so sorry. I'll add that to the minutes. I did not add that.
Right, any other questions for the supervisor of elections? Senator Nguyen,
Present and voting.
Senator Nguyen, present and voting, so noted at 6:33 PM. Seeing no other questions, thank you. All right, announcements from the ANSF committee chairs, vacant, none. Announcements from the scholarship committee chair, none. Caucus reports, Arab caucus, Chair Al-Quda. I don't know if she is currently here, but it says, hello, everyone. Apologies for my absence last week and this evening as I've been suffering from a bad illness. If you are in the caucus or interested in joining, please use the following when to meet link to indicate your fall availability. The Arab caucus would love to have you. As always, please don't hesitate to reach out if you need anything at all. Happy last meeting of the summer. I look forward to the great year ahead. Thank you. APIA caucus, Chair Lim. Okay, I need to start reading first. Hi, everyone. Happy last meeting of the summer. Sorry for my absence. I'm currently sick right now. If you're in the caucus, please fill out to the when to meet so we can figure out our fall meeting time. Thank you, everyone. Black Caucus, Chair Smith.
Hello everyone. This week Black Caucus began the discussion and planning for the Black Business Showcase, and we will resume again when we meet again in fall. If you're interested in joining, we will be meeting on Tuesdays at 12 p.m. Thank you.
Any questions for the Black Caucus Chair? Seeing none. Disability Caucus, Chair Mello.
Hello, everyone. I just want to let everyone know that we will be meeting Friday at 3 p.m. in the Student Government Conference Room. The meeting will be hybrid, so if you're joining online, I'm just going to call the SG Disability Caucus channel on Teams. So just be online and ready to join. And also, please fill out the when to meet for the fall if you haven't already. Thank you.
Any questions for the Disability Caucus Chair? Seeing none, thank you. ICTC Chair Barilla.
Hello, Senate. We'll be meeting tomorrow at 2 p.m. We will also be having the director of the Transfer Center in for an ex officio seat election. And then finally, we've also been invited to give a presentation about opportunities to get involved with SG to the Transfer Center, which that will be August 26th at 1 p.m.
Any questions for the ICTC Chair? Seeing none. LGBTQ plus caucus, Chair Belash. Ooh, hold on, sorry guys. Latin Hispanic caucus, Chair Trejo Hernandez.
That's what I thought.
I have present. No.
Hi guys, please fill out the when to meet so we can find this time for fall. It's in the Senate channel. In the Latin Hispanic Caucus channel. That's all. Thank you.
Any questions for the Latin Hispanic caucus chair? Seeing none, LGBTQ plus caucus, Chair Banesh. I don't think she is present, so I will say none. Military and Veterans Caucus, Chair Rickett.
Good evening, everyone. We recently just had our elections for chair and vice chair. I was elected as the chair of the caucus, and we have Senator Kaufman as our vice chair. So we will be transitioning and we'll be giving you updates soon. Thank you.
Any questions for the Military and Veterans Caucus Chair? Seeing none, Sustainability Caucus, Chair Lipner.
Hey everyone, we didn't meet this week due to overlap with the SG picnic, but I hope you all had fun, and special shout outs to Deputy Chief of Staff Loliotis for finding takeout boxes in our office to reduce waste. It's a big change and makes a big difference. A when to meet link has been posted in the Teams channel now, and you can access it also here within the agenda. I'll also be reaching out to everyone in the caucus individually, along with the prospective ex officio members, to individually ensure that we can select a time that supports everyone's unique needs. But as a reminder, we'll be meeting in a hybrid format, so no worries if you're unable to make it to campus but are otherwise free. All in all, have a great rest of your summer, and don't forget to recycle.
Any questions for the Sustainability Caucus Chair? Seeing none, Women's Caucus, Chair Brenda.
Hi everyone, huge thank you to the caucus members for electing me as chair, and huge congratulations to Vice Chair Smith for being elected. We are so excited to start, and just a reminder to please fill out the when to meet so we can finalize a meeting time for fall, and I've attached the link as well.
Any questions for the Women's Caucus Chair? Seeing none, Senator Weiderberg.
Present voting.
Senator Weiderberg, present voting, so noted at 6:37 p.m. Announcements from the Senate President. Happy last meeting of the semester. You guys have worked so hard this semester, and I can proudly say that I'm so excited to see what we do as a branch for the fall and spring. All of the committee chairs that have messaged me their fall time should have received an email this morning with the scheduled day and time. Last week, a few of you asked me for a tentative itinerary for the Senate retreat, so here is the tentative timeline, and I received an email back from the Assistant Director, Dever, and she'll be there for the first day, and I ordered the supplies that I spoke to with Senate exec about ordering, as well as general stickers and water bottles for the Stickers for the Senators event. I will send out a when to meet or a sign up genius during the first week of fall shifts. Are there any questions for me? Okay, cool. Senator Lipner, Trejo Hernandez, and then I'll go Senator Smith and then Senator Chow.
In regards to caucus funding requests, how would you like us to go about that?
So that is a question a question that'll be answered whenever we have the caucus committee leadership chair. We had basic conversations about that during our executive committee meeting, but we didn't want to make decisions for them without their leadership being there. All right, Chair Hernandez.
The link for the tentative timeline doesn't work.
Okay, so I will post that into the Senate channel and then you guys will be able to see it.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Okay, perfect. ILA report, ILA Rudy.
Hi, good evening, everyone. It's been a pretty busy week, so this is going to be a quick overview. So I have finished the sticker designs for the opening week Stickers with the Senators event. So I attached a quick form that you can fill out just so we can get the one that everyone's most interested in. And it's literally one question, so just like do it right now. And then for SGLC, I've been collaborating a lot with the other SGLC coordinators, so stay tuned for more details about the specific date for the legislation day as we nail down the agenda and for the mentorship program. So yeah, we've started finalizing our fall meeting time and the curriculum that we'll be using for the SGLCers, but all of that is still a little bit up in the air, so I'll give you an update when it's all nailed down. I've been helping with the inventory for the speaker's office and organizing our current system for our supplies, so hopefully that'll get a little bit of a revamp. I'm also working on helping the speaker create templates for the committee meeting minutes for the fall. And then for SGLC applications, as always, if you know anyone eligible, so freshman, sophomore, transfer junior, please encourage them to apply on Night Connect because we're trying to get as many participants this year as possible.
Any questions for the ILA? Chair Varela?
The SGLC applications, do you review them on like a rolling basis, or do you wait till the August 31st, 32nd deadline to then you start reviewing them?
So we're doing basically if they're not eligible for the program, so let's say they apply and they're a senior or they don't meet the eligibility requirements, then we do not decline the application, but we're looking at those in advance just so we can lower our workload over that one weekend because we're hoping to have a pretty quick turnaround for them.
Any other questions for the ILA? Seeing none. ELA report, none. Senate President Pro Tempore report, Pro Temp Hamid.
Hi guys. Happy last Senate meeting of the summer. I want to thank you all for being amazing these past months, and I'm super excited to see you all in person in the fall. Please let me know if you need anything as we transition into fully in-person meetings. I've also updated the legislative initiative tracker to include the speakers and pro temp's office, so you should see that start to fill up with our stuff. Also for committees, please add in your initiatives and goals based off my meetings with all the chairs and vice chairs. You guys all have something to put on it. So even if it's not like a full fleshed out initiative, if it's a goal, please add it. Also to officially say, we will be hosting our funding workshop for students on September 3rd in the Charge-On Chamber. We'll have 2 sessions from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. and 12:30 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. And I'm working to make sure there's pizza for students as well. Also Lazy Moon Social after Senate today. Woo! Don't feel pressured to eat pizza if you're full from earlier, but please come to socialize. I hope it's a lot of fun. Also guys, extra special meeting today because my outfit ranking is at letter H, so it's a really big deal because my last name starts with H. So I'm expecting something crazy.
Any questions for the Pro Tempore? Seeing none, D-Leg report, D-Leg Kaufman.
All right, hey everyone, happy last Senate meeting of the summer. The funding forms have been closed for the semester as our fiscal committees are not meeting, but they will reopen to students on Monday, August 11th. And as a reminder from last week, Fiscal Bill 5707 needs to be seen on second and third reading tonight in order to be in timeline. I will probably be in the office a lot once the fall semester starts, so feel free to ask me any questions about legislation or funding if you have them. I look forward to seeing everyone in person because this online hybrid thing is really difficult. So today's legislation, first reading, 2 fiscal bills and 1 proclamation. Third reading, 1 fiscal bill and 4 internal bills. And on second reading, 1 fiscal bill, 3 internal bills, 1 of which was adopted in LJR yesterday, and 1 resolution. And then during the first few weeks of the fall semester, look out for a legislation writing workshop. This will be a very exciting event.
Any questions for the D-Leg? Seeing none, DSER report, DSER Capinos.
Good afternoon, everyone, guys. I am so excited to announce that the RSO master list has finally been dropped. It has taken me a lot longer than anticipated to get this done, but I sent a link out into the agenda. And before I continue, I just want to make sure that you guys can access that link.
Yeah, we can access it.
Perfect. So as we go forward, I just wanted to explain to you guys how I kind of listed out the RSOs for each person. So for the RSOs, I looked at which ones that they requested for specifically, and then which ones that they were in, and then also what their interests were, and then the time that they submitted it, along with how many RSOs they requested. So if you look throughout it, some senators will have more RSOs than others. That's partly because they may have requested more than others, so I allowed them to have them. Or if you did not send in a form, you might have just a little bit more RSOs than you would have if you did send in the form. And then if you haven't sent in the form, no worries. I just randomized it, and there should be every senator, even the new senators that got in today, also congratulations for being appointed. Even the new senators should have their names on that list. So you guys can take a look at that. And then I just wanted to say the contact information for all of these RSOs will be going out to each one of you individually from myself, and then along with a template to email these RSOs in a way to introduce yourselves and a way to introduce them to student government. And then also I wanted to say that we have 2 more events coming up this summer, so I'm really excited. We have our online event on Tuesday at 8 o'clock around that, and we're going to be playing Jackbox and Among Us. So if you have Jackbox, just don't be afraid to Teams message me. That way I can set that up with you, and that would be cool. And then our in-person event will be Saturday, August 9th. Hopefully it'll be rock climbing, but more details are to come, so look out for announcements with either of those. And then I just want to say one more thing. This is the final list. Now, if there are some RSOs that you're like, wow, I really just don't feel comfortable representing these RSOs, please send me a Teams message and I can work that out with you guys. I can work out trades or things that you want to change, but I would like to see that this is going to be mostly the final list that we'll be using for the year. And with that, I just open the floor to any questions that you guys might have.
Okay, any questions for the DSER? Seeing none. Old business none, fiscal committee caucus time, CRT 15 minutes. I hereby adjourn this meeting at 6:46 p.m. to reconvene at 7:01 p.m.
Remember that CRT is going to happen in the main Zoom room. If you're not in CRT, join the breakout room.
Everyone, please leave very fast.
Okay, if you're not in CRT, please be quiet so they can start the meeting.
All right, I'll go ahead and call this meeting to order at 6:46 p.m. Roll call and verification of quorum. Vice Chair Jones.
Chair Sherman,
I'm here.
myself present, Senator Trejo Hernandez, Senator Lipner,
Present.
Senator Luch, Senator McRae,
Present.
Senator Prohl,
Present.
Senator Smith, Senator Wanjin,
Present.
OSR Rep,
Present.
and Pro Temp Rep.
Present.
Okay. With the roll count of 9 out of 9, quorum is verified.
All right, thank you. Now we're on approval of the minutes. Is there a motion to approve last meeting's minutes?
So moved.
And is there a motion to approve today's agenda?
So moved.
All right, hi everyone. It'll be super quick. Today we just have 2 allocations to see, and we have to amend an allocation that was previously approved. The 2 that we saw last week that we approved pending were fully approved or like given the green light by Fong. So I've changed those to fully approved in the tracker. And then to the 2 of you who are here to present today, once you give your presentation and we vote on it, you're free to go. And thanks for being here. As for our budget for quarter 1, we've so far allocated $47,263.66, and that can go up $300 today to 79.3%. And then once we reconvene for the fall, we'll have 4 meetings that can potentially have allocations go into quarter 1, and then we'll be on to quarter 2. Are there any questions for me? Seeing none. Announcements from the vice chair, none. Are there any announcements from committee members? Seeing none. Are there any announcements from non-committee members? Seeing none, we'll move into old business. First up is allocations. Allocation 5725. So for this allocation, we originally restricted it to just registration and travel because they requested an Airbnb. Since they've been approved, they got a grant from their department to cover their registration. So they told me that they would rather book a hotel and have it unrestricted so that they can use the funds that would have gone towards registration and put those towards lodging. This will both save them those $163 and also prevent them from reverting and being sanctioned. I'm not going to go through like debating and voting, but are there any questions for me before I ask for a motion? Seeing none, is there a motion to remove the funding specification from this allocation?
So moved.
And are there any objections? Seeing none, I will update that in the tracker. Next up, we have allocation 5738, Juliana Hearn. Is there a motion for 2 minutes speech, 2-minute question, 2-minute debate? Are there any objections? Seeing none. Juliana, do you want to go or would you like me to read it out?
I can go as long as I can. I'm Juliana, I'm a graduate student. I'm presenting 2 presentations at a research conference, the American Speech Language Hearing Association in Washington, D.C. in late December. Right now, the cost is just shy of $2,000 to attend, and it's late November, like I said.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions for the individual? Wanjin.
Given that we're only able to fund you at a maximum of $500, how do you plan to pay for the rest of the costs?
I'm trying to figure out funding for next year right now, but I am just going to have to pay out of pocket at this point from like my own personal savings.
Any other questions for the individual? Seeing none, we're now online for debate. Lipner.
Yeah, I'm very much in favor of this candidate. I'm very sad to hear that she has to go out of pocket for this conference, and I highly encourage her to reach out to her college and any other funding opportunities to try to find any other way to make that happen. But I'll be voting in favor, and I urge you to do the same. Thank you.
Is there any other debates? Trey Hernandez.
Move to vote.
There's been a motion to vote. Is there and a second? Are there any objections? Seeing none, if you guys are good with just doing like approving by general consent, so you don't have to do a roll call vote, is there a motion to approve this allocation by general consent? Are there any objections? Seeing none, your allocation is approved. You're free to go, and I will reach out to you tomorrow with more instructions.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank
Yep. All right. Next up, We have new business allocations, allocation 5749, Rezwan Hussain. You have 2 minutes whenever you're ready.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, hi. So I'm Rizwan, and I'm a PhD candidate here in Civil and Environmental Engineering Department. My research focused on public transit and sustainable transportation. So I'm here today to request support for attending the APTA APTA Transform conference this September in Boston, which is organized by American Public Transit Association. This is the largest and most important gathering of public transportation professionals in whole North America, with transit agencies, researchers, policy leaders, and industry experts. So this conference is particularly meaningful to me because I work closely with UCF's public transit agenda goal, including projects related to alternative fuels deployment and sustainable fleet development. And I've been actively involved in promoting cleaner transportation technologies here on campus. And this summit gives me a chance to both learn from the national leaders and represent the research, what we are doing here at UCF. So for this, I'm requesting to support my registration fee, which is around $400. The round trip airfare is $232 from MCO to Boston, and the main challenge is lodging, which is extremely expensive in Seaport, where the conference is hosted. Even with the conference promo, the cheapest hotel available is $351 per night. So if I stay there for 3 nights, it will be around $1,053. So yeah, thank you so much for listening to me and considering my request. And I'd be happy to answer any question.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions for the individual, Wanjin?
Two, if I may.
You may.
Yep.
First, I would like to confirm you are not presenting research at this conference.
No, not presenting any research.
Okay, and then my second question, we are only able to fund you at a maximum of $300. How do you plan to pay for the rest?
Out of pocket by myself.
Lippner.
By any chance, did you look at any of the non-conference hotels that are in the area? They're usually much cheaper.
Oh, that is like far from the hotel, so around 5-6 miles. So
Are there any other questions for the individual? Seeing none, we're now in debate. Lippner.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this candidate and his work. I personally am the chair of the Sustainability Caucus here in Senate, or student government in general. So big fan of what you do and want to support you wherever we can. I wish we could give you more money, but unfortunately we can only give you the 300. So with that, I move to vote.
There's been a motion to vote. Is there a second?
Second.
And are there any objections? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve this allocation by general consent?
So moved.
So moved.
And are there any objections? Seeing none, your allocation has been approved and I will reach out to you soon.
thank you.
Thanks. All right. That is all we have. So we'll move into member discussion. Is anyone wishing to speak in member discussion? Seeing none, miscellaneous business, none, and I will take a motion. Freya Hernandez.
Motion to adjourn.
There's been a motion to adjourn pending final roll call. Are there any objections? Seeing none, Vice Chair Jones.
Same as initial, 9 out of 9.
All right, with quorum verified, I adjourn this meeting at 6:56 p.m.
All right, you guys have like 5 minutes if you want to go stretch, get water or something. Not.
Were we fast?
You were very fast. Yeah.
Hi, excuse me, can I ask a question?
Yeah, of course. What's up?
I'm with the UCF Night Riders, and we were hoping to discuss our Bill 5707. Sorry, were we supposed to go into a different room, or?
No, you're completely fine. Right now, we are finishing a caucus so that the committee could discuss something else, you are on the agenda for second reading.
Oh,
Like
okay.
another-
Sorry about that.
I will call out the fiscal bill and then give you the floor to talk about it.
Okay,
Be like
my
in 5
apologies.
No. All right, no, you're all good. I hereby reconvene this meeting at 7:02 p.m. Fiscal Committee report, CRT Committee, Chair Sherman.
Good evening, everyone. This week in CRT, we approved allocations 57, 34, 37, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, and 46. We approved allocations 57, 47, and 48 pending clarification from Fong. That was given, so those are now fully approved. We postponed allocations 57, 36, and 38. And in caucus today, we approved allocations 57, 38, and 49, and amended allocation 5725 to remove the specification that they can't use their funds to cover lodging.
Any questions for the CRT Committee Chair? Seeing none, FAO Committee, Chair Lucht.
I'm pretty sure he's still in Spain, so I'll give the announcement.
All right, give me Vice Chair Wunschel.
Hello, everyone. Today in committee, we approved allocations 5716 and 17, as well as Fiscal Bill 5707. I'm excited to see everyone in person in the fall.
Any questions for the FAO Committee Vice Chair? Seeing none, ORS Committee, Chair Rose.
Hi, everyone. We had a good meeting today. We approved one VPF and we postponed another one. We're also still working on finalizing our committee time. If you're in the committee, make sure to fill out the file when to meet. And yeah, we'll have that finalized soon.
Any questions for the ORS Committee Chair? Seeing none, fiscal legislation, notice of legislation on first reading, Fiscal Bill 5708, remanded to CRT, Fiscal Bill 5709, remanded to CRT, notice of legislation on third reading. Is there a motion for speeches, questioning, and debate? Chair Hernandez.
Motion for 5-10-10.
There's been a motion for a 5-10-10. Is there a second? And a second. Any objections? Seeing none. So Fiscal Bill 5706, funding for 5 members of Human Factors and Aeronautics Society student chapter to travel to the Aspire 69th HFES International Annual Meeting in Chicago, Illinois from October 13th, 2025 to October 17th, 2025. Delay Kaufman, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
All right, nothing has changed since last week. There's an amendment on there, but we'll get to that in debate. I yield the rest of my time.
All right, we're now in a period of questioning. Chair Gaudio.
Move to debate.
There's been a motion to move to debate. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, there's been a motion to move to debate and a second. Any objections? Seeing none, we are now in debate. Chair Gaudio.
I move to approve Deleg Kaufman's amendment to the fiscal bill.
There has been a motion to approve Chair Kaufman's amendment to the bill by general consent. Any objections? Seeing none, it is approved. Chair Gaudio.
I move to approve this fiscal bill.
There has been a motion to approve this fiscal bill by general consent. Are there any objections? Seeing none, this fiscal bill is approved by general consent. Notice of legislation on second reading. Fiscal Bill 5707, funding for Night Riders Motorcycle Club to host the Night Riders Fall Track Weekend at Jennings GP on September 27th, 2025. I know that the RSO is here, so you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna share my screen quickly. Okay. Thank you for taking the time to consider our bill. We would like to request funding for our fall track event, September 28th and 27th. It is at the Jennings GP in Jennings, Florida. So our mission statement is to unite the UCF students who share a passion for motorcycles by promoting safe riding, building relations with the Orlando community, and encouraging networking through group rides and events. So we really like to push for our students to focus on safety, learning, and networking with our organization. So to discuss some things about the event that we would like to host. So the event is going to be at a motorcycle-only track in Jennings, Florida. The purpose of this event is to help improve riders' skills in a controlled environment. There is a lot of stress on safety, both in the sense of medical staff on site and supervision of expert instructors. We have a team of motorcycle instructors who have been doing this for a very long time, and they're very knowledgeable on the many different aspects of motorcycle riding and safety. And another thing too is that we really want to be able to take the race mentality of people who are riding on the street. A lot of people tend to push themselves on their bikes, and we would really like to take that away from the street and put it onto the track where it is a much more safe environment. Here's a quick video that we have.
Hey, my name is Jimmy Anazuski, and I'm a control rider and coach for the Southern Track Days group and also for the UCF Knights organization, North Track Days. I've been coaching motorcycle racing fundamentals for almost 10 years now.
Hello, my name is Nick Vetrena. I'm an instructor for the FSU Police Department Motorsports team, as well as other organizations such as Southern Track Days, Florida Track Days. I started riding motorcycles around 97, started doing track days in 2006.
Hi, my name is Annette Kimbrell, and I'm part of the Southern Track Days coaching staff, also coaching with the UCF Night Riders.
First and foremost, the environment that we coach in is the safest environment you can get anywhere. It's off the street, it's on a dedicated motorcycle track.
Their ability to change directions, make input to the motorcycle with confidence, which really translates to the street, because on the street, it's not a controlled environment.
Ultimately, that's what we're working toward, is making safer riders on the street.
Those people are learning. Usually it's a one coach per about 3 to 4 rider ratio, and it's the safest environment you can ask for.
Hi, my name is Jacob. I'm a student at USF. I've been riding for 2 years, and I'm starting a motorcycle club at USF. The Night Riders have been super helpful to me for getting those connections, getting the information I need, getting in contact with people, and getting on the track. I attended the Night Riders track weekend in September, and it was a great learning experience for me and for all the other novice riders. I made connections, met with the control riders, learned a lot about the track and about my bike, and I learned a lot of skills that transferred to the street.
Hey everyone, my name is Hunter Haas, and I'm the president of the Embry-Riddle Riders Motorcycle Club. I've been riding for about 2 years. I started in the spring of 2020, and since it started at Jennings in the fall of 2021. The track has definitely made me a better rider, especially with my club. All of us that have track experience here come back to the road and end up being much safer riders on the street.
Besides that, that's it. I wish I could give you guys even more information, but that really covers everything, and I think those are the most important things to realize, that these skills that the students learn, you can't learn them anywhere else. And like I said, it's the only motorcycle facility in the nation. There's no other place like it. So take advantage of it.
Yeah, so big shout out to our control riders for helping make that video, and along with the other members of the motorcycle organizations from the other colleges in Florida. So going over the event again, so some of the requirements to participate, obviously the main thing is a motorcycle. Everybody needs to bring their own motorcycle. A big thing as well is the knowledge and ability to operate your motorcycle. So we make sure that everybody has their Florida motorcycle endorsement. It's a certificate that you get along with your driver's license.
Sorry to interrupt, but speech time has elapsed. Is there a motion to extend, Chair Varela?
Motion to extend speech time by 5 minutes.
There's been a motion to extend speech time by 5 minutes. Is there a second? All right, you guys really have to do better at that. Any objections? Seeing none, you have 5 more minutes. You are free to continue.
Sorry about that. I'll try to make this quick. So some more requirements. We require full leather tracksuits, gauntlet gloves, which are gloves that go slightly over the wrist, and then full ankle boots. Big safety precautions are the gear. So obviously we make sure that the helmets are up to date and spec'd for a track environment. We also make sure that all the motorcycles are detect and inspected. So we have the control writers go through everybody's motorcycles and make sure that there's no loose parts, everything is safe to ride, because we want to make sure that it's safe for you to ride and it's safe for everybody else around you to ride. So going over the cost breakdown, the total cost of the event is $17,100. The track rental itself is $13,000. The safety equipment is $1,100. So the track itself actually has suit and boot rentals that we acquire for the students, and it's a first come first serve basis. And then we also have $3,000 dedicated towards the extra coaches. And we are asking SGA for $8,550. Thank you. Are there any questions?
All right, we are now in a period of questioning. You guys have 10 minutes. Senator Lipner?
I just want to confirm, is this event only for SG individuals, or is this open to anyone in the area to come in and get involved?
So it's open to everybody, but we essentially stagger the registration. So we have a time period dedicated to only when students can register, so that we make sure that all the students that want to go have the opportunity to go. And then if we have remaining spots in the different skill level classes, then we open it up to alumni and staff, and then to the general public.
Any other questions for the RSO? Seeing none, we are now in a period of debate. Is there any debate on this bill? Seeing none, we are now in voting procedures. With a vote count of 37 to 0 to 1, Fiscal Bill 5707 passes second reading. Delay Kaufman.
Motion to see Fiscal Bill 5707 on third reading.
There has been a motion to see Fiscal Bill 5707 on third reading. Is there a second? Second. Are there any objections? Seeing none, it is now on third reading. Treasurer Hernandez.
Motion to see Fiscal Bill 5707 to approve it by general consent.
There has been a motion to approve Fiscal Bill 5707 by general consent. And a second. Any objections? Seeing none, Fiscal Bill 5707 passes second and third reading. Thank you to the RSO for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Ooh, good timing. Internal Committee Caucus time, ENA 15 minutes. I hereby adjourn this meeting at 7:15 to reconvene at 7:30.
I hereby call this meeting to order at 7:16 p.m. Roll call and verification of quorum. Vice Chair Gaudio.
Chow.
Present.
I am here. Escobar.
Present.
Rodriguez. Chair. Matthews. Rickett.
Here.
Rocasa.
Present.
Banesh, Trejo Hernandez,
Present.
Lipner,
Present.
Pro Temp Rep,
Present.
LJR Rep,
Present.
Supervisor Presley. All right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 out of 10.
Okay, quorum is verified.
10 out of 10. That doesn't sound right. Hang on. 6, 7, 8, 9. 10. Oh, yeah, right. Okay, yeah, 10 out of 10. We're fine.
Okay. Quorum is verified. Okay, so is there any approval in the minutes for 7/23/2025?
So moved.
Okay, approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Okay, and announcements from chair. So good evening, everyone. Quick announcement because we're seeing a confirmation tonight. Like always, make sure to be germane, relevant in terms of questioning and debate. This is our last Senate meeting and ENA meeting, so let's go strong. Does anyone have any questions for me? Okay, moving on. Is there any announcements from the vice chair?
None.
Okay, is there any announcements from committee members? Okay, none. And then any announcements from non-committee members? Okay, none. No old business. And then in new business, we'll be seeing confirmations, specifically confirmation Isabella Riza, College of Business Administration, seat number 3. And then do I have any motions? Senator Trejo Hernandez?
The motion for 333.
Okay, any objections? Okay, no objections. And then you can go ahead and start on your first word, okay? Just let me know when you're ready. Wait, sorry.
Hello, my name is Isabella Riza. I typically go by Isa. I'm a third-year integrated business major, and I'm doing a minor in legal studies, as well as hopefully soon a certificate in international business, as I plan to do study abroad next year. As for my involvement on campus, I'm a part of the RSO Women in Business. I'm very passionate about creating a safe environment for women, as business is a very male-dominated field. I do work with the first year experience as an orientation leader here in UCF. And while it is a job, it is something that I would completely do without being paid for. I absolutely love it so much. And something that I tell all of my students every orientation that we have is that it is really easy at UCF to become just a number. I like to really emphasize to them that we have a population of almost 70,000 students. And I really encourage involvement within them, which is part of the reason why I decided to apply to this position. I believe that getting involved on campus can be a little bit hard. And I always tell my students that you shouldn't be that one kid or the one of many kids who just goes to their dorm and goes to class and that's it. And I think for me, my first year here at UCF, it was like that. My second year, I was really lost with my career, like where I wanted to go and what I wanted to study in my undergraduate years. And I landed on business, and I am a preacher for the College of Business. I absolutely love it. And I would like to continue to do that as a senator as well. As for my initiatives, one of the things that I would love to do is allow for resources and the RSOs that the College of Business has to become more available to students. I believe as a College of Business student myself, the Office of Professional Development does a great job at making those resources available to students, but I believe the student-to-student connection is vital for one's well-being here at UCF and making sure that they thrive here. So I would like to maybe promote more tabling events or more opportunities for students to become aware of what RSOs, the College of Business and so on has. And then another initiative that I would love to partake in or start is to promote more feedback from students. Of course, as the student government, their main role is to be a voice for the student body. And I believe that hearing feedback and getting to know what they want to change more often and in more ways is very important and something that I would like to see.
Do you yield the rest of your time? You don't yield the rest of your time? Oh, you yield?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So we're now in a period of questioning. Senator Gaudio or Vice Chair Gaudio?
Could you name the 7 committees and a brief description of what they do?
Yeah, so one of the committees is the Elections and Appointments Committee, which I believe is you guys. You work to bring in new members of the student government. There's the Financial Allocation for Organizations Committee, which works with the activity and service fees. There's the Government Policy Committee. I'm not sure of the entire name of that one. There's also the Legislative, Judicial, and Rules Committee. And there's a few others that I'm blanking on right now.
Senator Escobar?
Could you name a responsibility of a senator?
Yeah, so one of the responsibilities of the senators is to be available for the open and public meetings, as well as doing the trainings required, like the media training, the financial training, the disability training, and also attending the orientation. Also upholding the UCF's Golden Rule Book is one of the duties of a senator.
Okay, then we're going to go to Senator Rickett and then Lipner afterwards, okay?
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Can a candidate tell me who their dean of their college is?
The dean of my college is Paul Jarley.
Senator Rickett, did you have a follow-up?
Yes, a follow-up. Can the candidate tell me how many titles that we have?
I don't believe I know how many titles we have, but that is something that I'm willing to learn and make sure that I study that information.
Senator Libner?
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to clarify, you mentioned a study abroad experience. Will that interfere with the Senate session in any way?
Could you repeat that question?
Yeah, no worries. You mentioned a study abroad experience. Will that happen in this upcoming fall or spring?
Yeah, so the program that I'm planning on doing is called a GAP program. It is 2 weeks long, and it is at the end of the spring semester, so after it has finished.
Is there any other questioning? Oh, Senator Chair Hernandez?
Move to debate.
Okay, we have a motion to move to debate, so now we're in a period of debate. Does anyone have any debate to say? Hey, Senator Gaudio or Vice Chair Gaudio?
Listen, she knew the full name of the LJR committee. That's already like, all right, you're doing your job. So I like this. I like this one.
Okay, Senator Escobar and then Senator Chair Hernandez.
I think the appointee was very thorough with their initiatives, very passionate about their college, about students, getting students involved. So I myself will be voting in favor.
Move to a vote.
I may decline that unless, okay, it was retracted. We're going to move to a period of voting. Any objections? Okay, none. Okay, we're now in a period of voting. I'm sorry, Senator Hernandez.
Can I motion to approve this candidate by general consent?
Any objections? A second?
A second.
Okay, wonderful. So we have approved this candidate by general consent in the ENA committee. So this candidate passes. Senator Hernandez?
Motion to adjourn.
So we got a motion to adjourn a meeting pending final roll call. Hearing no objections.
Alrighty. Same as initial.
Okay, this meeting is adjourned by 7:26 p.m. Thank you.
All right, I hereby reconvene this meeting at 7:30 p.m. Internal committee reports, ENA committee, Chair Chow.
Oh my gosh, so sorry. Good evening, Senate. In committee, we elected myself as chair and Senator Gaudio as vice chair. Additionally, we established our fall committee meeting time, which will be every Thursday at 3:45 p.m. at the SG office or at the SG conference room. And this week, we saw 2 Senate confirmations. So College of Medicine seat number 1, Hassanin, confirmed by 800, and then College of Business Administration seat number 3, Isabella Ariza, approved by general consent. And I also hope that everyone has a wonderful summer.
Any questions for the ENA committee chair? Seeing none, GAP committee. Oh, I'm so sorry. Chair Varela.
What was motivation behind having a vote for one candidate and just general consenting the other one?
So at least for that specific motion, I at the very least know that no one objected to it, and it looked like everyone in debate just generally agreed that the candidate would be good for Senate.
Any other questions for the ENA chair? Seeing none, GAP committee, Chair Varela.
Hi, Senate. GAP had our final meeting this summer today. We reflected on the summer, set plans for the future, and finalized the headlines to be included in our next issue of the GAP newsletter. Also, we'll be meeting Thursdays at 5 p.m. for fall.
Any questions for the GAP committee chair? Seeing none, LJR committee, Chair Gaudio.
Good evening, everybody. As we go into the fall semester, I'd like to remind you all that your unexcused absences will be reset back to 0. So in committee, we voted to adopt Internal Bill 5712, and the votes on all questions before the committee were as follows. 3 absence requests were approved by general consent. 1 was approved 6-0 to 1. A blanket excuse for myself for initial roll call was approved 6-0 to 1. Internal Bill 5711 was approved by general consent. 5712 was adopted by general consent and approved 5-1 to 1. In addition, if you cannot make it to Senate retreat, please send in your absence excuse requests ahead of time. I know we're more than a month out. They are considered official Senate meetings. Failing to attend both days without approved absence excuses will count as 2 unexcused absences. And I don't want to see 800 absence requests the week before or after the retreat, please. This week we had Alpha Juarez in committee. In addition, a warm send-off to Senator Barnes, as with the end of the summer semester, his sign-over will be terminating. He has been an outstanding part of the Senate and LJR.
Any questions for the LJR committee chair? Seeing none, SBA committee, Chair Todorescu.
Hi, Senate. The committee has been updating the legislative initiative tracker as well as establishing and finalizing a fall tabling schedule. And I will also be putting that whenever I have it finalized and offering it to all of Senate if you guys want to help out with that.
Any questions for the SBA committee chair? Senator Green.
Yes, I sent a not mailing list, but like a contact list of people for the Lake Nona campus, specifically within the College of Nursing. that the SBA committee can contact. I sent that to Senator Perez, and I believe I copied you on that email. Did you receive that?
I did, yeah, and I'll be sending it out to the committee as well, so they can all have access to that.
Excellent. Thank you.
Any other questions for the SBA committee chair? Seeing none, confirmations, we'll just carry on the 5-10-10 that we had for the fiscal bills. The materials are linked. First, we have Hassam Hassanin for College of Medicine, seat number 1. You can come up to the podium. There, up there.
Hello.
There you go. All right, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
Hi, everyone. My name is Hashim Hassanain. I am a biomedical sciences major. I'm here for the vacant seat of College of Medicine. And some things I'm involved with on campus are many Arab and medical clubs. I'm the treasurer of Syrian Student Union. And some initiatives I have are that Night Connect, in my opinion, and I hear from many people, is kind of outdated and old, and it's difficult to navigate. And advocating for like refreshment of the website would, I think, help a lot of people navigate it easier. And also counselors for students, they don't. A lot of people I speak to struggle to find availability for their counselors, and I think advocating for more counselor availability would help them finish their degree sooner. And it's something I am passionate about. So yeah, I'm open to questions.
All right, we're now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions, Senator Green?
Yes, thank you. Just as a point of clarification, when you say counselors, are you referring to academic advisors or counselors in CAPS?
Academic.
Any other questions for this candidate? Senator Escobar.
Do you plan on joining any committees or caucuses? And which ones?
Caucus I'm really interested in joining is the Arab caucus, because I've heard there's not too many members, so I'd be really thrilled to join that one. And committees I'm interested in is actually just witnessing them do their meeting. The FAO, I was actually really intrigued by how they do everything in the process, and so that's probably one I'm eyeing on.
All right, any other questions for this candidate? Seeing none, we are now in a period of debate. You guys have 10 minutes. Is there any debate? Senator Zibin.
I'll be voting in favor for this candidate. I think the initiatives about fixing Night Connect are really good, and I definitely think we should also fix Night Connect. So yeah, I'll be voting in favor.
Hey, Senator Green.
May I retain?
You may not.
Okay, I'll be voting in favor as well.
All right. Chair Gaudia.
I move to approve this confirmation.
There's been a motion to approve this candidate by general consent. Are there any objections?
Reject.
All right. So never mind. We're still in debate. Chair Gaudia.
Move to vote.
There's been a motion to move to vote. Any objections? Wait, is there a second? Good. Any objections? Seeing none, we are now in voting procedures. All right, with a vote count of 34-0-1, Hassam Hassanain, has been confirmed for College of Medicine seat 1. You are welcome to grab your stuff and take a seat up here because you're now a senator. No, never mind. Okay. Well, oath of office, never mind. Who's doing that? Just told them to both go at the same time. All right, apologies. Okay, next we have Isabella Ariza for College of Business Administration seat 3. All right, if anybody ever has to make that long walk, we're clapping the whole time. I'm sorry, guys. All right, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
Hello, everyone. My name is Isabella Ariza. I typically go by Isa. I'm a third-year integrated business major, and I'm doing a minor in legal studies and hopefully a certificate in international business, as I plan to do study abroad at the end of spring of 2026. For my involvement on campus, I am in the RSO Women in Business, as I am passionate about creating a safe and open community for women, as the business is a very male-dominated field. It is a great opportunity for networking, and all the guests and speakers who come in are women as well. I also work with first-year experience at UCF as an orientation leader, and at orientation, I have been open to all of the resources that UCF offers, and that is part of the reason why I applied to this position, because I was made known of it through there. Something I tell all of my students as an orientation leader is that it is very easy to become just a number, and with the 70,000 students that attend UCF, it is sometimes hard for students to get involved, and that's something that I would like to promote. With that being said, some initiatives that I would like to take on as a senator would be to make RSOs more available for students. Specifically in the College of Business, I feel like it's a little bit harder to know how many really are there. So I would like to have maybe more tabling events or more student outreach, or making them more known. It wasn't really until recently that I knew how many there were, and I would like for students to know as well. I also would like to open more opportunities for students to give feedback on what they would like to see more on campus, or what they would like to see less of, maybe through surveys or any sort of opportunities they can to say what they would like to have here on campus or what they wouldn't. Thank you.
All right, we are now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions for this confirmee? Senator Escobar and then Trevor Hernandez.
How can you ensure that the voices of students within your college are heard and reflected in your work?
I can make sure that the students' voices are heard through, like I said, I would like to give opportunities for feedback. So maybe allowing for students to express like their feelings at events that the College of Business has. I feel like typically at the end of a lot of UCF events, there's always like a survey you can take, and maybe allowing that to be in more events for students could also be beneficial.
All right, any other questions for this candidate, Trevor Hernandez?
What committees would you join?
A committee that I would like to join is a student body advocacy committee. I feel like I have an interest in that one, advocating for students.
Senator Leon?
Motion to move to debate.
There's been a motion to move to debate. Is there a second?
Okay.
Any objections? Seeing none, we are now in a period of debate. You guys have 10 minutes. Senator Zevin.
I'll be voting in favor for this candidate once again. I think she has some really great ideas, especially about helping students get more involved on campus. I think that's a really great initiative, and yeah, I'll be voting in favor.
All right, Senator Rickett and then Senator Leon.
Move to vote.
There's been a motion to vote.
Second.
And a second. Any objections? Hearing no objections, we are now in voting procedures. All right, with a vote count of 37 to 0, Isabella Ariza has been confirmed for the College of Business Administration seat 3. Just, okay, yeah. So with them, have a seat over there, and he will get you all in. All right, internal legislation, notice of legislation on first reading, proclamation 5704, remanded to SBA. Notice of legislation on third reading, bills, internal bill 5705, updates to Title 12, minutes submission deadline. Senator Barnes, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
Can you all hear me okay?
Yes.
Wonderful. All right. Hello, Senate. Tonight I'm presenting Internal Bill 5705 for third reading, which would update Title 12 to add a minute submission deadline to statutes. This bill would add language to Chapter 1201 that would mandate that all meetings must have minutes submitted to their proper SG advisor or designee within 5 academic days after the meeting. As it stands, there's no specific time frame in our statutes that require a prompt submission of minutes. This bill is going to establish a clear and consistent deadline for submitting minutes to reinforce our expectations that already exist around transparency towards the student body. This will also give enough flexibility to review and finalize minutes while also ensuring that they're made available to the public without any unnecessary delay. I yield the rest of my time.
All right, we are now in a period of questioning. Senator Zibin.
Seeing as this bill was approved unanimously in first and second reading, I'd like to move for it to be approved by general consent.
All right, there's been a motion to approve this bill by general consent. Are there any objections? Seeing none, this bill is approved by general consent. All right, updates to Internal Bill 5708, updates to Titles 3 and 6. Senator Rodriguez, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready. She is not here. Chair Gaudio, do you wish to take this?
All righty. So just to recap on what this bill serves to do. So this is an update to Title 3 and Title 6, essentially taking the when the first meeting of the Senate session is from Title 6 and putting it into Title 3, as well as the final Senate meeting, with the idea being that Title 6 is the election statutes. They govern the elections. Having the meetings of Senate in the election statutes doesn't really make sense when it comes to statutory legibility, especially considering we already have a section on terms of office. And so what this legislation does is it takes those sections from Title 6 and moves them under Title 3 to improve statutory legibility. I will yield my time for question.
Okay, we're now in a period of questioning. You guys have 10 minutes. Are there any questions on this bill? Seeing none, we are now in a period of debate. Is there anybody that wishes to speak in debate on this bill? Chair Chow.
Move to vote.
There's been a motion to move to vote. And a second. Any objections? Seeing none, we are now in voting procedures. Okay, with a vote count of 35 to 0, Internal Bill 5708 passes third reading. Okay, hold on just a second. I will get your names. I'm sorry. All right, Senator Hassanein.
Present and voting.
Senator Hassanein, President voting, so noted at 7:49 p.m. And then Senator Ariza.
Present and voting.
Senator Ariza, President voting, so noted at 7:49 p.m. I'm sure that the individuals beside them will share their computers, but please make sure to do so, but do not speak, please. Next we have
Point
internal
of
bill.
inquiry.
Huh?
How will we be conducting voting for our new members?
They said they were cool if they didn't need to vote for the rest of this meeting, since it won't affect their absences or anything else, and we'll be all set up for next time.
Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Next, we have Internal Bill 5709, updates to Title VI, name change in elections. The ENA Committee, Chair Chow, are you representing this bill for third reading?
I would like to yield this to Senator Lipner if that's possible.
You may. Senator Lipner, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
Hi, everyone. We saw this last session or meeting, but this is essentially a bill which goes over the name change process that we already use within Senate and other parts of elections, and just codifying it to ensure that we can keep it for future sessions. I'll yield to questions.
All right, we're now in a period of questioning. Senator Zivin.
Once again, since this bill was passed unanimously on first and second reading, I'd like to move for this to be approved by general consent.
There's been a motion to approve Internal Bill 5709 by general consent. Are there any objections? Seeing none, this bill is approved by general consent on third reading. Next, we have Internal Bill 5710, updates to Title VI, remove runoff elections for presidential elections. Senator Escobar.
Yes, good evening, Senate. So since we passed legislation last session, removing presidential runoff elections by implementing ranked choice voting, there's no need for it to be mentioned within Title VI. This was seen on first and second reading and passed unanimously both times. So I yield the rest of my time.
All right, we're now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions about this bill? Seeing none, we are now in a period of debate. Is there any debate on this bill? Senator Zivin?
Move to vote.
There's been a motion to move to vote. And a second, any objections? Seeing none, we are now in voting procedures. All right, with a vote count of 35 to 0, Internal Bill 5710 passes third reading. Notice of legislation on second reading, bills, Internal Bill 5707, updates to Title VIII, incorporation of spending policies into Senate rules, Chair Gaudio.
May I first make a motion to see this as a block with Resolution 5704?
There's been a motion to see this internal bill as a block with Resolution 5704. And a second, any objections? Seeing none, you have 5 minutes.
Good evening, everybody. Once again, before us is Internal Bill 5707 and Resolution 5704. Last meeting, we postponed this due to a lack of understanding of this legislation in the history surrounding why what it seeks to amend was instituted to begin with. The appendices in Title VIII were first created by Internal Bill 5306 in the 53rd session 4 years ago. Prior to the passage of Internal Bill 5306, the spending policies of CRT and FAO were instituted through continuing resolutions, similar to how we instituted our funding cap through an internal bill as mandated by Title VIII. Resolutions are passed by the Student Body Senate with no required approval or consent from the Student Body President or the Senior Student Affairs Officers, placing the power of our allocations firmly in the hands of the Senate. The reason Internal Bill 5306 was passed is because passing resolutions at the start of every year is not conducive to easily accessible and legible funding caps or hearing processes by the layman. It can also produce potential concerns for if new resolutions are not drafted in a timely manner at the start of a session. These were written into Title VIII to ensure that they would be enshrined and quickly accessible by any student who wishes to view them. However, this also took away that that discretion that the student body senate had over its own funding. This legislation seeks to return that power over allocations to the student body senate and its committees while still retaining that transparency and ease of access for all students. Some concerns have been expressed of our fiscal policy now being split between two documents. However, I believe that this is a non-issue. All relevant information to request funding is located within the appendices, and anyone requesting funding will be working with an assigned senator anyways to help them through the process. The only information Title VIII contains which could be relevant to an individual or group outside of the most exigent of circumstances are basic eligibility and approval of promotional materials and items. You don't need to tell someone to read 13 pages of Title VIII outside of the appendices to know they have to be a student to ask for funding or to put funded by SG on their promotional items, especially considering the latter is also stated under FAO's appendix for allocations. In fact, by splitting this document, we are putting all of the relevant information in a standalone document and cutting out the fluff. An 11-page document split into 3 clearly delineated sections is a lot less intimidating than a 25-page document with 3 appendices. To cap off, these funds allocated through the CRT and FAO funds are distributed at the sole discretion of the Senate and require no further signatures, yet to amend the policies with which those funds are distributed requires signatures from 2 entities outside of the Senate. That simply does not make sense to me. These changes serve the dual purpose of improving legibility for the layman, as well as putting the power of spending policy back into the hands of the Senate. I would like to yield the floor to Vice Chair Wanjin for if there's anything she would like to add.
All right, Vice Chair Wanjin, you have around a minute and a half if there is anything you wanted to add.
Thank you so much. Chair Gaudio did an excellent job, actually, and I have nothing to add, so yield back to him.
Okay.
In that case, I will yield the remainder of my time to questioning.
All right, we are now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions on this block? Senator Escobar and then Pro Tem Hamid.
So from the last time we saw this, was there any changes made?
No changes have been made. Nobody reached out. One senator did reach out to me regarding changes that he would like to make. However, he stated that he would most likely introduce the amendments himself.
All right, I will go to, do you have a clarification or anything of that sort? All right, you can go.
I don't know if the senator you're referring to was me, but I did send you, and I didn't say that I would amend it myself, I don't think, unless I'm wrong and I'm forgetting something.
All right, Pro Tem Hamid, did you have a question?
My question was just that I know a lot of people asked you about changes to make. I was just wondering, I think you already answered it, but did anyone actually reach out to you with suggested changes, and have you talked to them about that?
That question was answered already, wasn't it? Okay. Are there any other questions about this internal bill and resolution? Chair Verla?
Yeah, in your speech, you said that affected allocations. Just for clarifying, it affects both how we handle fiscal bills and allocations, correct?
I mean, it does delineate that we can distribute money through both allocations and fiscal bills, but the procedures and limits are in the appendices are primarily for allocations. The appendices mostly just say fiscal bills are a thing, which is also stated elsewhere in Title VIII.
Any other questions about this internal bill and resolution? Senator Lipner?
This is more looking forward in the future, but do you believe that more explicit limitations on what bills can or cannot fund is warranted?
That is not for myself to decide. That is for the fiscal committees to decide, as that is their procedures. And for the future Senate, I do not believe that this legislation pertains to that, aside from making it easier to perhaps institute those limitations.
Are there any other questions? Seeing none, we are not in a period of debate. You guys have 10 minutes. Is there any debate on this block? Senator Verla?
Yeah, I mean, same thing as last week. I sent a message to Chair Gaudio that I was only comfortable with moving over information about the funding cap limitations, that the allocation caps, as well as timeline, because I thought that that was the most procedural and rules oriented thing. I still have my issue that I think a lot of Title VIII aren't procedural rules. They are hard rules, substantive rules that change the way we interact with the student body. And all of those rules and procedures are in statutes. If you look at rules, there is nothing similar to what is in this bill already in rules, in my opinion. So I don't think this really belongs in rules. So I'll be voting no.
All right, Senator Lipner.
Yeah, I just want to echo everything that Chair Varela just said. I completely agree that only funding caps and other things related to funding directly should be involved, and any more procedural things should stay in statute. So I'll be voting in negation of this bill and submitting another bill if this is negated to move those caps over specifically.
All right, Chair Gaudio.
Madam Chair, I would simply like to address that once again, prior to the 53rd session, these rules existed in resolutions. It was not it was essentially Senate rules that we instituted for ourselves. That is how it was for presumably a very, very long time. I could not find a time before that other than when FAO and CRT were instituted. And so I believe that the notion of these rules, that these rules are not, that are unwarranted being in the Senate rules, I believe that history and context contradicts that. I meant to include this in my speech, but if you go in the Senate files under miscellaneous documents, I included fiscal resolutions, which includes Internal Bill 5306 and the various resolutions that instituted the spending policies in previous sessions.
All right, is there any other debate? There also is amendments on the resolution, so those will need to be seen before we proceed with voting procedures. Chair Gaudio.
I move to see Vice Chair Wanjan's amendments.
All right, there's been a motion to see Vice Chair Wanjan's amendments. Is there a second? All right, any objections? Seeing none, Vice Chair Wanjan, you have 2 minutes whenever you're ready.
I made these all last week, so I apologize if I speak on these incorrectly. I've not reviewed them, but I believe these are all technicals where it just either needed to add Senate Rule 8 or needed to replace Title 8 with Senate Rule 8 because it's referring to spending policy as in Title 8 within the document when it should be within the Senate Rule. I yield my time.
All right, we are now in a period of questioning. Chair Gaudio.
I move to approve these amendments.
There's been a motion to approve these amendments by general consent. Are there any objections? Oh, Brody.
Really quickly, I just want to make sure everyone sees it. Most of them are in a group in what will be 8.01. There is also one at the very bottom of the document in 8.31. I just want to make sure you noticed that before you made a final decision.
Yes. So, with that, the motion was still made. Are there any objections to seeing these amendments by general consent? Seeing none, these amendments are approved. We are still in debate. Is there anybody else wishing to speak in debate on this bill and resolution? Seeing none, we are now in voting procedures. Okay, we are now in voting procedures. All right, with a vote count of 21 to 12 to 3, Internal Bill 5707 and Resolution 5704 passed second reading. Next, we have Internal Bill 5711, updates to Title VII, removing the discovery process from the impeachment process. Vice Chair Trejo Hernandez, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
Oh my God, hi. Okay, basically impeachment process, we had it where it would go to LJR, LJR goes to Senate, Senate does impeachment process, and then we had this whole middle process, which is the discovery process, which introduces the interview director for some history context, formerly used to be the LJR chair, and they removed that, so it would be someone from the Student Board of Conduct, and that was made because they thought the LJR chair was too involved, as the LJR chair later on in the remover hearing, if come to that, would be act as like the prosecutor towards the accused. And there was actually a back when they were debating on this like a bill, there was concern from the Student Board of Conduct of what if nobody volunteers for the position, as it has to be someone who responds being like, hey, I'll take this on. And especially with a time sensitive manner as impeachment, having that possibility kind of occur kind of derails everything, because like in that instance, what do? That's what's in statutes. And so along with the discovery process, the interview director also like interviews the witnesses and creates transcripts and audios of these of what the witnesses have said. And so the whole reason of removing this process, because it just kind of extends the impeachment process altogether, because if you impeach someone, you go on to the removal hearing, and the removal hearing is where you actually hear the witnesses and can actually ask them questions. And so then I just felt like that's very redundant, as previously they had it so Senate could also like view these documents. And so that is what we're removing. I'm also, what I've taken from this great process is adding in the process of submitting additional evidence, and that's kind of making sure, okay, this is what can be submitted by each party. And towards the end, all the other amendments I've changed. It's just more so like, adding timelines and then dealing with the case of, in this unique situation, this is the one instance of the LJR chair cannot do their duties, it goes to the Senate president. And so then you get to the point of like, okay, who chairs the removal hearing? And so I added the hierarchy of like, if not the Senate president, then it goes to pro tem, and then if not pro tem, then committee chair. I yield.
All right, we are now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions on this bill? Chair Barilla, and then Senator Escobar.
So to be clear, because that title was quite long and hard to read, this wouldn't change anything about the process except getting rid of the interview director, and you'll still be able to get evidence the way you need.
Yes.
Senator Escobar.
Do we know why like the discovery process was added?
Not really. I looked at the like bills from like 2014, and there was not really a reason given. It was just added, and then there was just more stuff that kept getting added to it.
All right, are there any other questions on this bill? Seeing none, we're now in a period of debate. Is there any debate? I will go Chair Gaudio and then Chair Varela.
So I have always been a very big proponent of enforcement and accountability. And looking through this bill, I believe that it preserves the sort of that the impeachment process is not something to be pursued lightly. It is still an intensive process that is very, very, very thorough and difficult to go through with. I believe that that is retained through this bill, but at the same time, removing a lot of what makes an impeachment statutorily untenable, because it is an incredibly long process, is an incredibly drawn out and complicated process for reasons not really necessary, like reaching out to the Student Conduct Board for a matter that is wholly internal to ourselves. It's not really, all it does is needlessly drag out the process. In addition, I believe this also makes the statute far more legible. It clarifies certain areas. It does a little bit of general cleanup. And overall, I believe that this is a very necessary bill to introduce. And everyone should vote in favor of this legislation.
Chair Varela,
Mayor Tan.
you may.
Awesome. Yeah, everything that Chair Gaudio said, plus our current process is super bloated, and no one can really know why it's that bloated. In our real government, none of this is even close to existing. It's quite nonsense, honestly. This whole interview director and discovery process, it almost feels more like a criminal case, which is not what impeachment is. And this bill will bring us more in line with our normal government practices. Move to vote.
There's been a motion to move to vote and a second. Any objections? Seeing none, we are now in voting procedures. All right, with a vote count of 32 to 0 to 1, Internal Bill 5711 passes second reading. Next, we have Internal Bill 5712, updates to Title 14, removing the executive board members of an SG agency to be SG agents. Vice Chair Trejo Hernandez, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
I feel like the title was wrong, but I was also 11 p.m. Okay, hi y'all. Basically, a little bill we passed last session was dealing with caucuses, and then within that line, it made everyone within the e-board of an SG agency a student government agent. And there's a lovely line in Title 8 that says all student government agents have to be financially trained. And we had that deadline pass. And I asked Vice Chair Wadgen, how many people are on VUCF? And she had over 20. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to see over 40 non-compliances to ensure that everyone is financially trained. And so what we did was make it so they're no longer SG agents, but they can join the caucus still. I yield.
All right, we're now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions about this bill? Seeing none, we are now in a period of debate. There are amendments on this page. Chair Gaudio.
I move to see and approve my amendment. It is simply to the title to reflect that it updates Title II.
All right, there has been a motion to approve Chair Gaudio's amendment by general consent. Are there any objections? Seeing none, it is now updates to Titles 14 and 2. Pro Tem Hamid.
Motion to see Brody's amendment.
There's been a motion to see Brody's amendment. Do you wish to adopt that amendment?
I do.
All right, you have 2 minutes whenever you're ready.
Can I yield to Brody?
Oh, yes.
This is not amending the language of the bill or the language of the titles. It's just deleting those words because those words aren't in the current title. So if you want to add them, then instead of deleting them, which I've done, bold them instead, but they are not in the current language. So that's why I removed them from the bill.
All right. So it wasn't there to begin with. I will see that as a technical. All right. We're still in debate on this bill. Is there any other debate? Seeing none.
Move to vote.
All right, there's been a motion to move to vote. And a second, any objections? Seeing none, we are now in voting procedures. Okay, with the vote count of 32 to 0 to 4, Internal Bill 5712 passes second reading. We're done with internal bills. Clap. Great. Senate forum, none. Senate deliberation, none. Advisors report, Brody.
Hello. Okay, just a quick couple of things. One, I'm excited for the fall and to see everybody in person, especially since all the people on Zoom don't have their cameras on, so I literally can't see any of you. So I'm excited to see you all in general, but also in person. I also, I want to make a point to, thanks, James. I want to make a point to say, enjoy your break. The breaks are for a reason, and it's easy to say, especially since you guys are, just in that first semester, to be like, yes, I'm excited. There's all these things I want to do that I can do over the break to prep for fall, and that's great, and I love that. But if you don't take a break now, by the time you get to mid-October, you're going to be cooked. So don't do that. Take a break. Relax. Avoid burnout. So then when you get into fall, you're like, yes, I'm ready to roll. I can go through the whole semester and not hate this place by the time you're done. Because if you don't take breaks, eventually you'll hate it. And I don't want that for any of you. So take your breaks. This is like a crazy, you know, I'm going to give you actually like a real content update here. The 56th session passed a bill to change the presidential elections to use ranked choice voting to avoid a runoff system, or to avoid a runoff election and have it be an automatic runoff. I got an update today from IT that they are in the process of making those changes. We've been working with them for a little while, a few back and forth on how that was going to work, and they are now in the process of like physically doing that work. So that's pretty exciting. There's like a real legitimate update on a thing you all did, and I'm getting back to you on it. How exciting. Cool. Let's do some senator shoutouts.
Wait.
Oh, wait.
Just a second. Okay. On the, I guess, same preface of meetings, because a lot of caucus leadership is here, you are allowed to meet over the summer because you're not in Senate, but really think about it. Do you want people to be burnt out from the caucuses as well? So if you don't need to have a meeting while we're having a break, please don't. And Gaudio has a question for you.
Do you have a question? Yeah, hit it.
So I recently heard some work that IT was also kind of working on updating my UCF as a whole. And so did they kind of reach out that would be like part of those changes, or would this also kind of be its own thing independent of those changes?
So this is independent of that. This is the people who currently like manage some of our IT stuff and the election stuff, making a few changes. The changes to the actual voting like portal are easy, right? It's just saying, hey, on each question, we have the option to say, is this a ranked or is this not? And then give the ability to rank it. That's easy. Then it's on the back end building kind of the math for how you calculate the votes. The changes to MyUCF, from what I understand, are a much larger proposition, which would be a much further out timeline. I'm not in those conversations. They are significantly above my pay grade. But I do understand, my understanding is that the university is considering and looking at options, and I don't know how far in that process they are at. Basically, what they would be doing is like moving from the company and system that operates MyUCF to a new company/software system. So yes, a much different, longer, more complicated process than what we're doing, because this is just making some edits in the programming for the ballot. Great question.
All right, floor is yours.
Cool. And then on that, actually, I appreciate you mentioning that. I was going to say similarly, you are welcome to meet. I encourage you to take into consideration what the members of your committee, caucus, whatever it might be, take into consideration what their needs are and how you can provide a positive and welcoming work environment, right? So maybe that's, hey, we're going to have a working meeting. If you can make it, great. If you can't, no worries, right? Or maybe it's, hey, if you're not able to come, just let me know, but all absences will be excused because we're on break, or whatever, right? Whatever works for your caucus and committee. Just make sure you're being considerate that people are and should be taking a break. Cool, thanks. Okay, Senator Jordan, do you have a question, or is this a senator shout out?
I do have a question.
Okay, yeah, hit it.
Will you be clocking in and available over that break period, or are you also taking a break?
Oh, I will be here. I do not get these lovely breaks between semesters that you all get. I am a real adult grown-up job. So I will be here. I think I will be taking some time off, just like on, for PTO, but for the most part, I will be here and available. So yes. Cool. Further questions? Senator shout. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, Senator shout outs. Zach, hit it.
Wow, guys. So I love my committee. You made it through summer. You guys are great. I'm looking forward to seeing all of your faces. My vice chair is amazing as always. Speaker of courts, you put up with my chicanery endlessly. It is amazing. Thank you. You are endlessly patient. The Attorney General in the back, he's phenomenal. He's always great. Director of Comms, he's also here. I love when people say for the whole meeting, that guy in the back. And of course, the new ENA chair, Chow, and the former chair, Escobar. You guys are amazing.
Andy, what did you do with your mom? You just abandoned her somewhere? No, we're just kidding. We're just kidding. All right, Daisy.
Shout out to your reports. I appreciate you. Also, I'm not done yet. New senators. Arisa, right? and Hasim Hashim. Shout out them, new people. Not to know JR, but great people. Also, last one shout out. Badavi, rest in peace.
Okay, all right, rough. Kirsten, you can go.
Okay. Shout out to all of my senators, especially the new ones. We are going to. I'll accept that one because they do deserve to be clapped for. We are going to Lazy Moon after the Senate meeting. If you wish to join us, you of course can. If you need carpool, just come to me or Jason and we can accommodate. Shout out to Pro Tem Flamit. He does put up with me a lot. And he didn't have my back earlier when all of you were roasting me for no reason, but still shout out. Shout out to our Sergeant at Arms. He did bang the gavel today. Yeah. We're all matching. We're all matching. Wait, I'm reading the 56th session. Shout out Brody, shout out Madavi, shout out Senator Barnes. I'm gonna miss you. Okay. That's all. Wait. Shout out my entire office. ILA Rudy has been working so hard, and so has our ELA. So shout out to both of them as well. And that's it from me.
All right, Jason.
I didn't have to wait so long this time. This is amazing. Obviously, shout out to my deputies. Oh my God, the hard work they do every single week is amazing. Give them some claps. Come on. And then obviously, shout out to new ENA leadership. Okay, I see you guys here. Obviously, also shout out to the new senators. So excited to see you guys here. Also, shout out to the people in the back. All of you guys in the row. Love to see you guys here. And then also shout out to the assistants and the Sergeant at Arms. And also, time to be nice, shout out to Senate President Courts, because even though I didn't have her back, I really do appreciate her as a Senate President. I know that she puts a lot of time and effort and work into making sure that meetings run smoothly, and she also helps me a lot with my job to make sure that we are able to lead effectively together, and I couldn't have asked for a better person to sit beside. So,
Boo.
okay, fine, I'll go back to being me.
I need a picture. Yay!
All right, let's see. Danae.
Shout out to my vice chair, Jones. She always does so much for us in the meeting. Y'all don't see the meeting minutes when we get done with the meetings, but we like fight trying to get everything done. But she's so helpful, and I couldn't ask for a better vice chair. Thank you.
And Jones.
Shout out to Chair Smith. She's awesome, amazing. She led her first meeting and she was phenomenal, awesome. Yeah, and can ask for a better person to be the chair with.
Of course.
Shout out to Speaker Quartz. Earlier today during the picnic, she gave me fashion advice and I greatly appreciate it. Advice that I asked for, by the way. I want to clarify.
All right, Nee.
Okay. Shout out to Chair Gaudio, and technically he's my vice chair for the ENA committee for helping me, understand all the statutes and then just get settled into my role. Same with Senator Trejo Hernandez, and a special shout out to Senator Escobar for still helping me settle into ENA.
Mila.
Shout out SBA, love you guys. Shout out to Chair Chow, the one and only, the legend. There was another one I forgot, but shout out everybody.
All right, Julia.
Shout out to Mariah and Grace. You guys are my baddies for real. Yeah.
Love it. All right, James.
I want to shout out Nee. Congratulations. That's my dog from SLC. Really proud of you and all the work that you've done. Also, I want to shout out Madavi. It's going to be really sad to see you go. I'm glad that you'll still be kind of close to the office here, but we will all miss you very dearly. And thank you for the work that you've put in over the year. I'd like to shout out Pro Temp and all Senate leadership. You guys have just done such a great job supporting us through the summer. I'm excited to see what's going to happen throughout the fall and the spring semester. And honestly, just shout out everyone. Great work, and especially the new senators. I'm excited to have you guys here and see what you guys are going to do in the future.
All right, Jordan.
I want to first and foremost shout out future Senator Madavi for the College of Graduate Studies. I'm crossing my fingers that you make that decision, and I really hope that it happens. We hope to see your face back in this chamber once again. Second shout out to the GAP committee, especially Chair Varela. Everything that we have been doing has been so wonderful, and I'm so looking forward to what we do in the future. And then finally, shout out to both of my other committees who met in caucus time today. That's ENA and CRT. We all did such great, fast work, and we're in and out of there so quickly.
All right, Terry.
No, I will kind of second what Senator Lippner just said, and highly shout out Madavi and highly encourage her to come join us. We need more representation with the College of Graduate Studies. So come join us, Madavi. I'd love to spend more time with you.
All right, Ryan.
All right, first, shout out to everyone. I'm so hyped to see everyone in person and not away from New Jersey. Then I got to shout out the whole Pro Temp's office, of course. Shout out you guys. And then shout out Speaker Courts, always keeping me on my toes, asking me if the RSOs for the fiscal bills are going to show up. So always keeping me on my toes for that one. So appreciate that.
All right. Blake, take us home. Oh, Jordan, just raise your hand.
All right. I know I'm mobile right now, but I want to give a huge shout out to Pro Temp Hamid. Greatly appreciate everything you've done for me for my time as a sign over here. I want to shout out Speaker Courts. You've been absolutely amazing. Love your support. Chair Gaudio, man, I could not have gotten through this without your help. I really appreciate everything that you've done for me. You helped me pass my first piece of legislation. That's super cool. I love it. Shout out to Vice Chair Trejo Hernandez. Also, huge help. And really, thank you to all of Senate for being so supporting and welcoming and encouraging. I appreciate y'all, and I can't wait to try and come back pretty soon.
All right, Jordan.
I cannot let a Senate shout out go out without thanking our DSER and DLEG and their thankless work that they often do outside of the chambers. I know you guys are putting in those hours, and it is so much appreciated. We see the seamless work that we have within Senate, and it is truly frictionless, so thank you.
All right, Bobby.
Shout out newly elected ENA Chair Chow and also Vice Chair Gaudio, as well as DSER Capinos for that RSO list. Very thorough, very long. So it must have took a lot of work. So, and also shout out Chair Smith, the outfit slaying.
Daisy.
Shout out Barnes, RIP. Get a double major, man. Also, lastly, shout out Brody for still being alive and being here with us.
Specifically not RIP. There you go. All right. Any other shout outs? Seeing none, Madavi, you got it.
Right. This is my last Senate meeting, guys. I'm going to miss you so much. Though I'm not going far. I'm downstairs on second floor in MSC. So feel free to just drop on by. It's a really nice space. So I'll love to show you around. We do a lot of fun stuff at MSC. So come to Taste of UCF. It's really great. They're working really hard to make it a success. It's been a truly pleasure to get to know you all and working with you all. I really did not expect my undergrad journey to end in this way at student government, but I'm really glad that it did because it's been an absolutely fantastic experience. So thank you all for doing and making that happen. On a personal note, I'll be graduating on August 2nd, and I am excited to share that I'm returning as a master's student for kinesiology, and it's really exciting. So I wanted to share that with you all. And feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn or Instagram based on your personal choices. I'd love to get in touch keep in touch, and see all the wonderful things you're doing. Thank you. And one last thing, my last day in office is Monday. I'll be there from 9 to 5. If you see anything which is not submitted on website, anything you see that I missed, please make sure to just point my eyes in those direction. I'd love to make sure that I finish this position nicely and wrap it before I leave. So yeah.
Any questions from Madavi? Chair Gaudio?
Just a comment, if I may.
You may.
If you're ever hungry Wednesdays at 1:30, I know a guy who likes to bring very good food.
I will keep that in mind. Thank you.
Pro Tem Hamid?
Motion for a standing ovation for Madavi.
Oh no.
Any objections?
Y'all are the best.
All right. Ooh. Miscellaneous business, resignations, Disability Caucus. I hereby resign Daisy Trejo Hernandez. ENA, I hereby resign Daisy Trejo Hernandez. SBA, I hereby resign Danae Smith. Latin Hispanic Caucus, I hereby resign Danae Smith. And then ICTC, I hereby resign Jonah Scott and ILA Rudy. Rudy. They can't stand. They're on Zoom. To those who I just resigned, I know that you reached out to me. Make sure you do reach out to the chairs of those committees and caucuses if you haven't already. Appointments, I hereby appoint Isa Ariza to SBA and Hassam, how do I say your last name? Hassanine to FAO.
Sound. I don't know. You have to say it out loud. That's how this works.
I can't see. Is that HERNS at the end? Because it's like hems. Okay. Okay, so mine is blurry for some reason. No, I got it. Hamid's honorable, hype-worthy, hootin' and hollering hierarchy of hot culture hems. Couture, sorry. I'm from West Virginia.
You gotta start it all over.
Hamid's honorable, hype-worthy, hootin' and hollering hierarchy of hot couture hems.
Okay, wait. I think that like who made this? Oh my god, another collaboration piece. Guys, I'm gonna do something crazy. I'm gonna give this a 10 out of 10. Like, I don't know, like you guys have hootin' and hollering, and I don't know, that got me. Okay. Okay, now this is really hard. Hey. Let me look around. Okay. Honorable mention, Senator Escobar. Previous chair, but I love the fit. Whenever you come to Senate, you're always like serving. Okay. Ooh, now this one's hard. Okay. There's too many good outfits. I'm being real. Okay. I'm gonna give third place to Senator Green. Oh wait, give it a twirl. Give it a twirl if you're comfortable. Oh, same thing to you, Escobar, if you'd like to give a twirl. Yay! Okay. I'm gonna give second place to Julia. I think you're serving. I like the shirt. Okay, first place. Oh, this is such a big deal. 10 out of 10 name and first place too. Okay. I'm gonna give it to Chair Smith. I think you're serving. Woo! Okay. Thank you guys for always coming to serve. I'm excited to see more outfit options when we come back. It's gonna be even harder for me to choose, but I'm excited. Also for the new senators, I sent you guys emails about a ton of stuff, so please read those.
All right. That was a good name. I didn't appreciate how it did kind of make my West Virginia accent come out. I didn't appreciate that. But I'll hoot and holler. Anyway,
Smith.
Motion to adjourn pending final roll call.
There's been a motion to adjourn pending final roll call and a second. You guys can just make the second before I say it. And then the second's there, and then I don't have to add, okay. Any objections? Seeing none, Chair Gaudio, you have the floor.
One second. I just have to pull up the names of our new people so I know when to say their names. Give me 1 second. Where did I put that? Here they are. All right. Luke Paul.
Present.
Anna Reed. Olivia Smith. Angelia Varghese. Gabriel Casimiro.
Present.
Hang on, wait. Isabella Ariza.
Present.
Okay. James Capanos.
Present.
JC Lim. Sahasra Sadvika. Jonah Scott.
Present.
Ni Chao.
Present.
Blake Barnes.
Present.
Owen Sherman.
Present.
Danae Smith.
Present.
Arwa Ali.
Present.
Melvady. Jason Hamid.
Present.
Ryan Kaufman.
Present.
Nicholas Lucht. Jordan Metellus.
Present.
Kai Prohl.
Present.
Peter Rocasa.
Present.
Samuel Rose.
Present.
Grace Rudy. Daisy Trejo Hernandez.
Present.
Terry Fawcett.
Present.
Nathan Rickett. I am here. Kushi Chauhan.
Present.
Bobby Escobar.
Present.
Ibrahim Nassim. Rose Rodriguez. Excuse. Katrina Wanjan.
Present.
Okay. Hashim Hassani.
Here.
I butchered that. I'm so sorry. Ella Weiderberg.
Present.
Orson Green.
Present.
Diana Nguyen.
Present.
Veronica Perez.
Present.
Halima Alcuda. El Banesh. Jocelyn Candeloro. Kirsten Courts.
Present.
Victoria Jones.
Present.
Angelique Leon.
Present.
Abby Matthews. Isabella McRae.
Present.
Smriti Nrsimhadevra.
Present.
Cameron Renda.
Present.
Mariah Simmons.
Present.
Milo Tudorescu.
Present.
Juan Varela.
Present.
Julia Zivan.
Present.
Jordan Lipner.
Present.
I love when we get to the end like that. 41 out of 55.
All right, before I end this meeting, make sure you fill out that sticker poll so I can order the stickers. And if you're going to Lazy Moon, real. All right, Gaudio.
Brody, if you could please, on my attendance sheet, take out the people that have been dismissed over the past summer, that would be great because they're still on there.